Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Great Fuzzy Escape, Part 4. I'll just wait a couple more minutes. 7 o'clock here, 6 o'clock where you are in the UK, if you're in the UK. Coming to you live from southwest France. Oh, and it seems we have some feedback. Um, I'll just put my other devices on mute. That would help, wouldn't it? Yeah, there's a slight delay, as we know. Right, there we go. All right now. So I hope you've had a good week. I've had a good week. I've been doing various things. Now tonight we were going to be joined by Miranda Arier, the wonderful Leeds musician and mental health expert. But unfortunately, she's not feeling very good. She's not very well. So hopefully we'll have her next week. I'm hoping to have a special guest. I'd say every other week, depending on how long these go on for. So instead of mental health, we are going to look at tips and tricks and trade secrets of being a DIY musician. That's what I am. I'm an independent musician. I make all my own music. I make my own artwork, my own music videos, that sort of thing. So I'm going to tell you a bit about how I do that so you can go out there and do that. So we're following on from the confidence building episode last week. If you haven't seen that, go back to the Cloth Cat YouTube channel and you can watch it again. First of all, I'm going to show you one of my music videos. I played one last week called Lightning Flash, and that was one that my friend who's got a film company made. This one is called Cabin Fever, and it's part of my EP, The Great Pause, which I recorded at home on my sofa last year in probably about May time, so it was mid lockdown of 2020. I wrote it about this time last year, so it's all influenced about. Well, it was a bit later, wasn't it? Because we didn't go into lockdown till March. So yeah, I wrote it in March, recorded it in May, and because we couldn't meet up with anybody to do any filming or stuff like that. I couldn't work with anybody else. So I had to be creative and think, how am I going to make a music video on my own? Well, first of all, I got my iPhone. Other phones are available. So I thought, I've seen some quite cool videos actually using your phone that people have made. So I thought I'd go out and use this. I downloaded an app called InShot that I would recommend if you want to make your own music video. It's really cool. It's free, or it's like $2.99 or something like that. Really cheap. For I can't remember how long I had it for. $2.99 for a year or something. Download that to your phone. The whole video was made on my phone, just an iPhone 7. Doesn't have to be the latest swanky thing. And I just got a bit creative and went out into my local Aldi car park and just walked around where I lived at the time last year in Bramley, Leeds, and made a video. So I'm going to show you that now. Here we go, everybody. That's my screen. Let's find it down here. Got so many windows open at the moment. It is here. Not that one. Here we go. So, Cabin Fever, it's called. And I'm going to play it for you. I'm going to get rid of myself in the corner there. I'm also going to rename myself because I'm not Katie. I'm Fuzzy, as you know. Okay, here we go. Actually, I'll leave myself up there, shall I? So you can see my embarrassed reactions. Not really. Here we go. This is Cabin Fever. While they're tearing down the free, take a moment to think about it. There's a limit to me. Checking out of the world this morning, I need a moment, you see. There's another disaster looming. There's a limit to me. Limit to me. Limit to me. There's a limit to me. Limit to me. There's a limit to see. For being free. Narcissism, check your temperature. You're about to go sky high. It's about time you washed our hands of you. I'm not jealous of delirious. I'm just empty with the range of waves. Into the human race, slow down. Limit to me, limit to me. There's a limit to me. Limit to me, there's a limit you see. For being free. Limit to me, limit to me. There's a limit to me. Limit to me, there's a limit to being free. Like a stir crazy cocktail maker, cabin fever is my latest flavor. Please pass another glass, my dear. So I'm going back to you. Keep it simple with the things we do. Your smile is my only point of view. 'Cause there's a limit to me, limit to me, limit to me, limit to me. There's a limit to being free. Limit to me, limit to me. There's a limit to me, limit to me. There's a limit to see. For being free. Cracking up in the supermarket while they're tearing down the free. Take a moment to think. So that was Cabin Fever by Fuzzy Jones, myself. And oh, I do not know what's going on. What is going on? Oh, I see. Oh, there we go. I had. I've got so many windows open. That was the other YouTube going. Hopefully you can hear me all right. I will try and respond to chat stuff, but I think I'm about a minute ahead. So I'll have a look on and see what's going on now to see if there's any comments about that. Oh, sound was difficult. Did anybody else have bad sound? On sound not good, Mum says. Oh, that's a shame. I don't know why that was. It was all right here. It could have been feeding back. I'm not sure. But if you want to have a look at watch the video, I can put, if anybody wants to put, Sophie, if you're watching, can you put the link to Cabin Fever so people can watch it again if the sound wasn't great at your end. Not sure why that was. So Cabin Fever, hope you liked it. As you could see, it was all in the Aldi car park. So I just want to say to you that if you're stuck, you're thinking, well, what do I do in lockdown? What do I do? I can't make any music because I can't meet with my bandmates. Just I can't do what I usually do. Can't go into the studio. You have to be a bit creative and think about the stuff that you can do, because there's loads of free stuff out there you can use. It's all available at your fingertips. You just need a bit of time. We've all got a bit of time on our hands at the moment to learn these things. So while I was making this EP, I basically learned how to produce music at home on my sofa with the most basic equipment. You don't need a swanky microphone. This is a really good microphone, but it's a gig mic. So it's one that you could pick up for a couple of £100. The other ones, the SM58s, they're like 80 quid. You all know if you do gigs, you'll see them. They're like general gig mics in a bar, in a pub. Oh, what's a pub look like? Haven't been to one of those for a while. In a recording studio, that sort of thing. Not that some of you may be old enough to go to the pub. Anyway, so basically, you can just use a mic that you've got, that you pick up. This mixer that I've got here that I showed you last week was £64. That's all. And then it's all about the software you have on your computer, Ableton, Logic, anything like that. I mean, they cost a little bit of cash to get the full packages of the software, but you can get free stuff. So Ableton Lite is free. What is it called? GarageBand. If you've got a Mac, I think that's free on it. So there's all sorts of stuff you can use. You don't have to spend a lot of money. And just give it a go. There's loads of tutorials. I just watch loads of YouTube tutorials. There's absolutely thousands of them. And just sit there, have a bit of patience, and you just need to experiment. That's what you need to do. So that's what I did. And I did have a little bit of help on that video because I had Sophie, who you might have met last week. She did a couple of the little videos when I was running up to the screen and stuff, because it's pretty impossible to do that. So you just need to ask somebody in your family or a friend if you can, after lockdown, obviously. So, yeah, I've been a DIY musician for about 20 years. And I'm going to reveal some trade secrets with you. If I haven't already revealed a few things, I'm going to reveal a few more. So every week I do these films, these live videos, but I also make videos in between, as you've seen. So the mindful moment, I'm going to show you one in a minute. They're all just made on iMovie, and that's also easy to use. There's also loads of other apps you can use. So all these things are at your fingertips, out there online. And you just have to, like I say, experiment. I'm going to show you now how I release my music. So I'm going to share the screen again. I'm going to talk through some stuff with you. So this here, this is a website called Awol, and it's basically, Awol stands for Artists Without Labels. Well, Artists Without a Label. So when you release your music, you need a distributor to distribute your online music. And in the old days, you'd have a record label who would distribute all your music. But now you can do it yourself. And it's it can be, it's pretty much free. They take a little percentage of anything, any of the streams that you sell online, they take a percentage of that. So all you have to do, if you see my arrow there, is to submit your music. They don't take any old music. I think there's a certain level of quality, but most music does get accepted. I think most people I know have had their stuff accepted on Awol. So yeah, you just submit your music, your best stuff you've got, and then they'll get back to you and tell you whether they've accepted your music. And then from there, you have an artist dashboard. You upload your music. So if you've got, say, you're working on an EP, that could be 5 or 6 songs or 4, and you want to release that, then usually you give yourself a month and a release date of a Friday is the best day, they say, in the music industry to release stuff. Friday at the end of the month, it's like the big day when everybody releases stuff. So you can't upload anything less than 4 weeks, I think, on this. And what they do is they distribute it, all your music, to all the online platforms like Spotify, Deezer, iTunes, everything like that. So you don't have to worry about getting them on there because there's hundreds of those as well. So you'll get a list of all the places where they've put it. So that's great. So then anybody in the world, when it's released, can listen to your music. And there's a lot of discussion at the moment about Spotify not paying the artists properly. Yeah, there needs to be more money for artists when their music's streamed, because you get like 0.0p or something per song or per stream. I can't remember what it is, but it's not good. So in order to make money, you have to stream millions, to be honest. You can make a little bit of cash streaming thousands, and that's great, but this is a good place to start Awol. So artists without a label. The other place I would put your music is a place called Bandcamp. Before I go there, it's all really, really good when you're an independent artist to get your own website. So this is my website. It's fuzzyjonesmusic.com. It has news. There we go. It has about me, releases. So you can link there's my Great Pause EP. So that's linked to things like SoundCloud. SoundCloud is another good platform to put your music. It's free. You can sign up for free. And then we go to the store. So linked to my website is my store on Bandcamp. Bandcamp is brilliant, and it's a great place to sell your music, and you can sell your music for free. It's really cool. And they have things like Bandcamp Weekly when they have featured artists selling right now, all these things. And they're all, most of these people are independent artists, and there's loads of really great music here. So yeah, Bandcamp, you can sign up to that. So if we go, this is my page, and you can decorate your page. There we go. Sell your music, and you choose how much you want to sell it for. You can sell physical music, or you can sell digital stuff, and you can sell merchandise, anything. It's amazing. It's like all in your hands. You can sell whatever you want. And then you get supported by people who buy your music, and they're there, these people down here, and you can build up your audience like you do on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. But this is a place where you can get physical sales, and you can link it back to all your other social media stuff. So I also learn how to do my own artwork because I've got a degree in fine art. So I wanted to do my own album artwork. So all this on here was done by me. So there's the banner. I designed all this. So it's really good to have a theme for each thing you release. it's all about the Great Pause, which was the lockdown last year. If you don't know how to do your own artwork, don't worry. Just the best thing to do is find people who do and create a nice team around you. So you've got people who can help you do stuff. So if your mate's doing art, get them to do your artwork. They'll want to do stuff to help you out, and they'll also want stuff for their portfolio. But again, there's things I use, the Creative Cloud, which is Photoshop and InDesign, to do all my work. So that you have to pay for that, and it's quite a lot to learn, but there are other things that are free and easier to use. But yeah, just have a look into the Creative Cloud and artwork. There's much easier things to use as well, but that's just to give you an idea. Okay, moving on. So from my website, I've got all my socials here in the left hand corner. It's all linked. I got a friend to do this who's a graphic designer and a web developer. So again, surround yourself with people who have these skills. It's very useful to have them. Because the music industry has changed so much now that once upon a time that you would have a record label, and a record label would have a marketing team, it would have a design team, it would have an agent, it would have a manager, it would have all the things that you needed to promote your music, to market your music as a business. Most people, like the golden age of record labels has gone. So it's changing all the time. And especially now we can do everything ourselves. It's just, you need to learn to be a business person. And I'm an artist. It's hard, but you do have to learn to do that. You have to learn to market your own stuff. That's why Sophie, my partner, is good. She works in business, so she helps me out. Then the other thing you need to do when you write stuff, you need to copyright it. So when you write a song, you need to copyright it on PRS. PRS is the Performing Rights Society for Music. So again, another thing to sign up for. I think it's free. I can't remember. But yeah, it's just so nobody steals your ideas. So sign up to that. So whenever you write a song, you can log into your account on this and just register your work. Cool. Okie dokie. Now I'm going to show you a video of some chickens because I am in France. Just a little moment to have a break from me talking to you, okay? Here we go. So that was some chickens the other day. I filmed them. All the music that I use when I'm doing these videos is all my own music because YouTube have a big thing on copyright. You can't use other people's music. So it's all original. If you like any of it, here's me selling myself. Please go to my Bandcamp or my website at Fuzzy Jones Music on Insta. And yeah, just go and listen, download it, because independent artists need supporting. That's one thing you'll find too. Now I'm going to show you a bit about the songwriting process. So I'm going to share the screen again. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, here's a cool thing. So when I released my EP last year on Bandcamp, The Great Pause, I got featured in the new and notable on Bandcamp, which was really exciting at the time. So there it says, inspired by life in lockdown, Fuzzy Jones's new astral folk EP is sobering but playful, girded with expansive production and ample wit. That's cool. And that, you know, for my first release that I produced myself, that I was pretty chuffed about that. So that's that. So all these things are important. As much press as you can get. It's brilliant. Okay, so let me show you how I start to write. So if anybody's interested in the course, The Mighty Write, which will be starting in April, that's the course that I do for Cloth Cat. And we'll be going through all sorts of stuff about songwriting tips and tricks about how to stop writer's block, and how I write and how you can write. So sign up, get in contact with Cloth Cat. It will be good. It'll be good. It'll be good. So this is me starting a song the other day. I was walking on the beach and I thought bleached because I had a picture of the bottle of bleach on the beach. So basically, I often start with the title, and then I mess about on the guitar or the ukulele, write some chords down. It's a good way to start. Then what happens is I write like a line or something, or a couple of lines, and then I get a bit stuck. So I find rhymes. So here we go. Beach, reached. I do a little bit in the corner, draw a line. And I try and find as many rhymes as possible. Soundhound, band, June, ruin, and then some half rhymes there. June and ruin, whoin. So just, don't be precious. Just write down as many as possible. You might not use them at all in your song, but some of them might be really cool. So I do that, yeah. Then lyrics process 3. I often do a little ideas map like this with the theme in the middle, and then as many words as possible as I can, and look for like the synonyms. Cool. So do that. Just get a notebook, just write it all down. Keep writing. Don't be precious. It's a sketchbook. It doesn't matter. You'll come up with something good. And I often use, I think Matty and Rob were talking about this website. I use this website a lot, Rhyme Zone. It's brilliant. So if we put in bleached here, Rhyme Zone, it's so good. Use it. And it's all right to use tools. These are just like, it's not cheating. Just use it. It will really help you like with your flow. So let's have beached, because bleached is, and it will give you a list of rhymes. So 1 syllable, bleached. 2 syllables, impeached. Good subject there. Unbleached, reached, overreached. And then you can get like half rhymes. Half rhymes are rhymes that don't rhyme all the way, so not perfect rhymes, but sometimes they're the best kind. And I use some of those in Cabin Fever. If you want to listen back to that and see where I've used them, then do. But they're more surprising in songwriting, so it's good not to be too obvious when you're a songwriter. Be a little bit sneaky, because it's more intriguing for the listener. So yeah, Rhyme Zone. It's a brilliant resource. Again, it's free. There's all this stuff at your fingertips online. Free. Cool. And on that note, I do believe we need a mindful moment. So I'm going to share with you a mindful moment. Yes, and relax. And relax. That was a little video I did the other day on my bike. You know, I like being out on my bike. But also a song called Heron that I recorded several years ago with a band called Love of the Brave. So that's copyright right to me, that song. So that means that I can put it on YouTube because I own it. I own the rights. Me and Neil Innes, who I wrote it with. So to recap, just if you want to be a DIY musician, there's nothing stopping you. Be yourself, be bold, try and get as many skills, learn as many skills as you can. There's a good book called How to Make It in the New Music Industry by Ari Hierstand. I think that's his surname. So look it up. There's lots of online information about DIY music. But just have fun as well. Make music that you like to make. Don't try and be anybody but yourself. And that's pretty much it, really. It's funny, I was thinking today, this time last year before we got locked down, I was doing mentor work for the Slates, and I was going on my bicycle into Old Chapel Studios, and that just seems like a whole world away now because we're all locked down. I'm in France, so yeah, it's crazy how things can change. But just keep up the good work and keep doing your thing. That's all I have time for today. And hopefully next week we'll have Miranda and we'll be talking about survival tips of how to be a musician in this world and how to keep sane. Okay. So hopefully she'll be joining us. And I'm sorry about the technical difficulties this week. Sometimes happens. But yeah, thanks for joining me. See you next time. Stay cool, okay? Ciao.